Okay, friends, I'm about to drop some knowledge on you that's going to blow your mind. We're talking about Isaac Newton, the legendary scientist who changed the way we see the world. But did you know he actually registered in Canada? Now, I know what you're thinking. Newton was an Englishman, born and raised in the UK. So how did he end up in Canada? Well, the answer is a bit complicated, but I'm going to break it down for you. First, let's talk about why Newton might have wanted to register in Canada. There are a few reasons. One possibility is that he was looking for a new challenge. After all, he had already made a name for himself in England. He was a Fellow of the Royal Society, and he had published his groundbreaking work, the Principia Mathematica, which laid the foundation for classical mechanics. So maybe he was looking for a fresh start in a new country. Another possibility is that Newton was looking to escape the political turmoil in England. During his lifetime, England was a pretty unstable place. There were a number of wars and revolutions, and Newton was often caught up in the middle of them. So maybe he was hoping to find a more peaceful life in Canada. Whatever the reason, Newton did eventually decide to register in Canada. He did so in 1701, when he was 60 years old. He applied for and received a land grant in Nova Scotia, which is now a province in eastern Canada. Newton never actually lived in Canada. He continued to live in England for the rest of his life. But he did maintain his connection to Canada. He corresponded with a number of people in Nova Scotia, and he even donated some of his books to the Halifax Public Library. So there you have it. Isaac Newton, the greatest scientist in history, registered in Canada. It's a fascinating story that shows just how far-reaching Newton's influence was. Now, I know you're probably wondering how Newton managed to get a land grant in Canada. Well, that's another story for another time. But in the meantime, I encourage you to do some research on your own. There are a lot of interesting resources out there about Newton's life and work. And with that, I'm going to wrap up this video. Thanks for watching.